Why I called the cops on my husband during our anniversary trip. My husband, David, is a hero. At least, that is what the entire town of Oak Creek thinks. He is a former detective, a guy who doesn't say much but always acts. He's the man who pulled a kid from a burning car 3 years ago. He is the man who stopped a robbery at the local diner without even breaking a sweat. But I've seen the darker side of that bravery. I've seen him stare a hole through a guy who looked at me the wrong way, his jaw clenched, his knuckles white. I know what he is capable of. Last weekend was our 5th anniversary. He planned a surprise trip to a secluded cabin in the Smoky Mountains. 2 hours into the drive, he stopped at a gas station for coffee. He left his keys in the ignition. I was looking for a stick of gum in the glove box when I found it, a burner phone. My heart stopped. David hates technology. He barely uses his own phone. I turned it on, and my world shattered. There were photos of a woman, dozens of them. She was coming out of her house, grocery shopping, getting into her car. The last message, sent an hour ago, read, "The target is isolated. Moving in tonight." I felt like I was going to throw up. My hero husband was a stalker, or worse, a hitman. When he got back to the car, he was whistling. He handed me a water and smiled, but I couldn't look at him. I could only think about the target. Was he taking me to that cabin to get me out of the way, or was I the next target? The next 3 hours were pure agony. Every time he reached for my hand, I felt like my skin was crawling. "You okay, Elle?" he asked. His voice was low, smooth, lethal. "Just a headache," I lied. I've never been a good liar. When we pulled into a rest stop near the border, I told him I needed the restroom. The second I locked the stall door, I dialed 911. I told them everything. The phone, the photos, the moving in message. When the state troopers surrounded our SUV 10 minutes later, David didn't fight. He just looked at me with the most crushed expression I have ever seen. "Elena, why?" he whispered as they cuffed him. The lead officer came over after searching the vehicle. He looked confused. "Ma'am, we checked the phone." He handed it back to me. I scrolled further up through the messages. The target wasn't the woman. The target was a man who had been released from prison last month. The same man who had stalked me 10 years ago. The woman in the photos, that was his new girlfriend. David wasn't a hitman. He was protecting her, and he was protecting me. He was building a case to send that monster back to prison, and he didn't want to ruin our anniversary by telling me that my nightmare was back. He's home now, but he doesn't whistle anymore. And I realized that sometimes when you look for a monster, you end up creating one. For more videos, subscribe now.